Very good evening to everyone. So welcome to Pantechelearning. So hope you will enjoy the session today. Dr. Bhagiraj, yes, good afternoon to all. Good afternoon, sir. So good afternoon to everyone who are attending here for the session. Good afternoon to everyone. So please check with my voice and screen. Very good afternoon to everyone. Welcome to Pantechelearning. Hope you can hear my voice. Yeah. So thank you very much to all people to attending this session. So I'm very happy to share this information to all people. So very good afternoon to everyone. I'm very happy to share this information to you all people, and hope you can listen my voice clearly. So now we will start the session. Your voice is low. So is it clear for you now? So can you hear me now? So now I think so. My voice is very clear. I think so. Yeah. So welcome to everyone. So good evening to everyone. So I'm Lakshmi from Pantechelearning. I'm very happy to share this information to you all people, and hope you can enjoy the session about the R programming, Tableau and Power BI. So this is a workshop about 5 days of workshop. I'm very happy to share this information. Thanks for giving opportunity from Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technology, Hyderabad, and Department of Information Technology. So this is about the 5 days data visualization tools requirement with the using Power BI and Tableau. And our chief person, Praveen Reddy sir, thank you sir, Chairman sir. And organizing of committee, Chairman sir, Chandra Mohan Reddy sir, thank you sir. And Vice Chairman, Sudhakar Reddy sir from MJT College, Vice Principal. And convener Vijay Lakshmi ma'am, HOD of IT department, and coordinator is U Chaitanya, Assistant Professor of Department of IT, MGIT. So thank you very much to all people who given this opportunity to share the information, the technical information to all people in a present days. And this is the information agenda for the 5 days. So this is not only the single day, it's not about the theoretical part and it's about the practical session. So if you are having the laptops from tomorrow onwards, you can use your laptops. Now itself, you can use your laptops if you are having the laptops because it's not about the theory part and you can understand the content and you can try some practical session with your laptop with the different type of softwares like a Tableau, R Programming and Power BI. So the day one introduction is about R tool, introduction about the R programming language and how we can use the data visualization with the R programming language and which type of the functions we are using and which type of the graphical representations we are using in R programming and little bit introduction about the Tableau for today. And for the day 2, Tableau introduction with the theoretical and installation part and data visualization and graphs for the Tableau and data calculations when you are applying the data to the Tableau. So that is one of the software and how we are using the R programming. Coming to the third day, sorting and filtering of the data and advanced visualization tools with the creating of the dashboards. Dashboard is nothing but when you completed the data visualization, you have to store in a particular cloud or at anywhere. So through the dashboard, we can show our technology information within a visualization part. And coming to the fourth day, publishing of the Tableau in an online, creating of the customer charts with the different type of the applications. So with your visualization part. And coming to the fifth day, we can proceed with the introduction of the Power BI and installation of the Power BI with the data visualization. And we can use some database creations and dashboard creations for the data visualization of Power BI. So it's not only about the theory part and we can understand the practical part as well in a data visualization tools. The present days you can see, so present days we are having the most important thing with the data visualization tools. Previously, if you want to do any data visualization, for that we have to proceed some steps and we have to use some technologies for it and step by step we have to do and the programming part is very high to build the data visualization parts. But present is for all companies or business sectors, they are using data visualization tools directly like Tableau and Power BI. So coming to the Tableau and Power BI, so the Tableau is a basic part for the data visualization and after that little bit changes they did. Then they converted to Tableau extension is like a Power BI and both are for the data visualization process itself. But we need some language to build sometimes with the particular applications, then we can use our programming language. So that's why we are starting the basic information about the our programming language. So how many people knows about the R programming language? So today we are going with the introduction of R programming is the first thing. Okay, so R programming is nothing but it's one of the programming language to build a new technologies with the different type of the visualizations and as well as the prediction analysis like for the detection part. But coming to the R programming, so it's a one of the programming language, the basic, it's not about the basic language, it's one of the trendy language in a future way. And in that, we are using R Studio for the coding part with the different type of the data set what we are having and here and the basically this R programming is used for mostly for the statistical information. So today now we are discussing about the R programming language. The first one is about the introduction and second one is about the basics part and which type of the features we are having in comparison with the different type of the programming languages because all people will think like we should use Pakka Java language or the Python language or the most important. It's not only that, along with that languages, we need to know about the new languages, what they're inventing. So in that, one of the best languages about the our programming language. That's why we need to go with the comparison with the another programming languages, and we should know about the merits and demerits, and we should go with some practical session, and finally we can go with the remaining requirements. And coming to the history of the R programming language. So R programming language they invented in 1993 itself. So and they started this R programming language basically to understand each and every person. But the thing is, here we can understand the language, how the Python language is understanding very easily. So compared with the Python language, Java and C syntax is very difficult to understand, difficult to write the syntax of C programming and as well as Java language. But coming to the Python language, it's a very simple language of the programming. We can't go with any header files in a Python programming language, right? So the R programming syntax is very related to 80% of the syntax of the R programming is related to a Python language. If you know the Python language, then you can easily understand the Python language. But simple sometimes, if you are going with the practical session, some difficulty is there compared with the Python language. And this R programming language hope we can use mostly for the statistical information about the Excel sheet information and for the graphical representation of the different type of the data types. And this program is nothing but we are saying statistical computations, but it's not about static operating system. We can use in a dynamic way because it's not only end with a simple software of operating system. We can use this software of RStudio with the Linux, Mac OS, and Windows OS too. So we can call it as a, if you are going with the platforms, this is nothing but a dynamic platform representation of RStudio. And coming to the introduction of the R and where we started this R programming language and how we invented this R programming language. The mostly R programming language is came from the S language, S capsys. So S for singer. So when you know about little bit at least about the S language, then you can say you can easily understand the R programming language. So that is about the introduction of the R programming language. And here, how many big packages are there with the Python language? The same thing will be there in a R programming with 3000 big packages using the networks of comprehensive in a R programming language. And coming to the applications of the R programming language, which type of the applications we can use in R programming language? Basically, we are saying R is nothing but mostly for the graphical representation and data visualization, and for the statistical analysis, mean, median, mode, max, any statistical information, right? In this, we are having so many applications in our present days because in Google, okay, and in a social media applications, what we are having the social media tools, social media apps, okay, there we are using for the dashboards and the data visualization part as the R programming language. That is the importance of the R programming language here. And where we are using example purpose academics, okay, means in your colleges if you want to create any dashboards, and we can go with the dashboard part for the websites or apps for your colleges. Why you want to take, for example, if in your academics, okay, we are having a you are the fourth years, for example, in a IT department, you are the fourth years and you are having the 5 to 6 subjects and 2 labs you are having. But what is the maximum marks in a IT, say IT branch, and what are the minimum marks in an IT branch, and what are the overall marks in an IT branch? You should know. Then you have to go with the graphical presentation. So for that purpose, you can create one a dashboard for the R program by using a R programming language. Coming to the health sectors, in health sectors also we can show the information how many people affected. So how many people not affected? How many people affected with the disease? How many people affected with the uh, cancer? And how many people having more BP? How many people having less BP? So like that, if you want to take any different type of the attributes with the creation of the graphical representation, we can use our programming language. Coming to the government sector. So coming to the government sector, if they want to go with any type of the exams, they will sometimes they will announce the exams and based on the count of the persons who are attended for the exam. So for the exam representation purpose, how many colleges we need, how many people we are having, how many colleges we need, and from that colleges how many people we want to sort out. So like that, if you want to go with any type of the government applications or not only for this and for the budget based also, budget based, they will invent every time for every applications in a what we are having a facing of problems in a present situations. So they will go with some visualization of the code. Means for agriculture people, we need to take this much of money, and for the children purpose, we have to take this much of money. How they will calculate? If they are created a particular proper clear dashboards that very useful for the government sectors, because some people knows about the calculation part, but some people don't know about the calculation part. Then they should need Pakka this graphical representation. Then they can easily understand the information from the graphical presentations. In retails means in a marketing sectors also sometimes some products very people will buy very high, but sometimes very less, right? So like the type of the application we can use for the technology, for the electronics, and for the social media I told you already, like Twitter, um, Facebook and Instagram, all people they are using our programming language to creating of the dashboards for the energy purpose, for the financial sectors, for insurance sectors. At anyway, we are using this our programming language. And coming to the introduction of the our programming language in a business sectors, mostly who are using in a present days, you can see. Okay, so for the scientist purpose, Microsoft, you know the Microsoft big business company, right? Like how we are using the Windows, in that Pakka we should have the Microsoft. Then only we can go with MS Office, so MS Excel. If you want to open that information, then we should know about the Microsoft, right? So the Microsoft is very important thing. In that also they are using our programming language. Coming to the Ford, Google, Uber, Facebook. So like that, these many type of business applications will be there. And for that we are using our programming language. And why we want to use our programming language? Because it's very useful information, and it's like a object oriented programming based. And coming to the next one, this is about the free source. How we are getting the Python language. The same thing will be happen with the our programming language here. That's why we should use mostly for the different type of the applications to here. And why we want to use graphical representation in R itself? We will think like in what is that? In Python language, we are having the options to build the graphical representation. In C language, we are having. In Java language, we are having. But why we want to? What is the special about the R programming language? Coming to the R programming language, there the graphical representation is very clear because we are giving most of the inputs to here. Okay, that's why that is very important. That's why we are using this our programming language. Coming to the features, I told you already, right? Open source. Open source is nothing but we don't want to pay any money to the our programming language to install our studio. And next one, yeah, if you say about this thing, this is about the line by line execution. Means I told you already, right? How Python language we are using the same thing for the our programming also we are doing the same thing, line by line execution. So then we can say this is about the our programming interpreter language. So coming to the integrating with the other programming languages, we can integrate this R programming with Power BI, with Tableau, and with the different type of the languages by using this R Studio. And coming to the independence means it's not about only the static information if you are going with the operating system. I told you already, at anywhere, at any type of the operating system, we can use this our programming language. And coming to the command line driven. So you have to write some commands for the requirement what how you need. And coming to the compare with the other languages, you can see in our programming language, Python and Java, I took here. So our programming language, for the theoretical information, they started in 1993, but for the practical information, they started the applications in 2014, and remaining 1996 and 1995. And coming to the functions, so can you see here, compare with the Python language and Java language, we are having more functions, but how Java having the more packages with the more inbuilt functions, like this we are having the more functions in the R programming too. And we can call it as a third point as interpreter language, and all are the interpreter languages only. Coming to the next one, the statistical information and the designing of the graphs is very simple with the Python program, sorry, our programming language. But here in a Python language, we are using for the general purpose, Java too. And coming to the next one, it's difficult to understand. Yeah, sometimes we can't understand, but it's very related to Python only. So we can easily understand the Python language and Java. And we will get some doubt, ma'am. The Python language is very understandable, you're saying as per the comparison. But why we should use our programming language? Because the syntax is very related to the Python, but for the statistical and graphical representation compared with the others, so it's very simple one. That's why we should use this R programming language. So coming to the advantages, what is the use of the advantages of this programming language? So the mostly we can say only the simple thing, statical information building and as well as the graphical representation for the minutes. And here the graphical representation purpose and for the uploading of the statical data, it's very simple thing compared with the other languages. Okay, but the thing is sometimes it may get very slow. So that is only the hard thing here. And coming to the R programming of the basics. Okay, so the basic thing is in R programming, we should use some basic parts only. And for the command lines, we can use a controller. And if you want to go with the command lines in a programming language, you should use shift control plus C. So like that we are having the basic programming requirements will be there with this. And coming to the next one is about the Tableau. Okay, so Tableau is nothing but one of the data visualization tool where we insert the different type of the data sets. That may be Excel sheet, that may be a JSON files, CSV files, Excel sheet files. Okay, we are having different type of the database loading files, right? We can upload anything from the offline or from the online too. Means here in a Tableau or the Power BI, we are connecting with the cloud too to create a dashboards. So in this a Tableau, if you are seeing this picture itself, you can say so the graphical presentations we can create from the Excel sheet. The mostly Tableau will use graphical representation for the Excel sheet information like CSV, JSON, so text files. So these are the inputs to build the graphical representation for each and everything. And how we are creating. For this, we are having the Tableau tool, and that is the symbol of this a plus plus symbol for the Tableau. So coming to the introduction of the Tableau, then what we are doing with the Tableau part? So Tableau is not only with the normal representation. This is about the powered better full tool in a powerful tool. So Tableau, and we are using this for the data analysis part and for the visualization part. And with the different type of the graphical representations we can use here, and we can use a different type of we can create the dashboards for this information. And what is the importance of this Tableau? Okay, so it's very fast analytics. Why we are telling the fast analytics means if you want to create any graphical representation with the R programming or the Python language, you have to take input data. Then after that, you have to import some packages. For the main thing is if you are going with some particular language, if you want to do any graphical representations, first you need to import the packages. Before that, you have to install the packages. After that, importing the packages, then load the data set and give some coding part. Then you have to apply the data set to the coding part for the graphical representation. These many things will be there. But with these Tableau and the Power BI, just we have to import the data set in the Tableau, and after that, easily we can do the dumping part of the data set into a Tableau. Then we can usually use the graphical representation like this in a Tableau. And the second one is about the easy to use. Easy to use means here we no need to use of much more in of programming, because we are having like a Tableau format. It's like a inbuilt step. If you want to build any pie graph, line graph, then you have to select line graph. Then if you uploaded the data, if you are clicking on the line graph, then it will create the graphical representation for the input data automatically. No need to use much more of the program. And coming to the next one, big data and any data we given. And we will get some doubts. If you are going with some particular languages, there we can't use more data. But for the big data analysis, okay, we can use this Tableau and as well as a Power BI to create the dashboards and to display the data with the visualization part. And coming to the next one is smart dashboards. For example, you created a graphical representation for the simple of the input data. Three type of the graphs you created. Then what you want to do? Just create one dashboard. In that, what you created three type of the graphs, you can paste there and you can create a better dashboard to you and how you need. Because the presentation is very important. If the people impressed for the presentation, then we can get marks easily, right? That is the one advantage with the Tableau part. Great visualization is nothing but the visualization is very clear compared with this one. And what is the Tableau? Tableau is nothing but it's a visualization part and this is the symbol for the Tableau software tool. And tomorrow we will go with the installation of this Tableau and how we can use the visualization, each and everything we can see. Okay, how to open the installation, what is the Tableau, and how to do each and everything we can see. Okay, so now today, first we can start with the installation of the Tableau. If you are having your laptops, please open your laptops and follow with me. And now we are doing the first thing is about the installation of the software of R programming language. So my voice is clear or not? So am I clear now? So please check with my voice. If you are having the laptops, please open your laptops and start the installation of the R Studio with me. Still record. So wait a minute, I will check with my voice. Please check with your net too. If the net is very slow, then you can't hear the voice properly. Please check with your net too. Then you can get the clear voice. So wait a minute, I will check with the voice. And after that, we can start with installation of the R Studio. Within 2 minutes, I will check with my voice. Okay, so now I will start with the okay, now we will go with the introduction and how to do the installation of R Studio. So please proceed with that. Within 5 minutes, we will check the voice. So don't get worry about the voice. So first, all of you, please go to Chrome and type R Studio. Download. So go to all people into Chrome and type R Studio download. Then you can get the option as
Studio download for the desktop. So now can you hear me properly? Can you please check with my voice? So can you please check with my voice? Yeah, okay, now it's clear, I think so, right? Yeah. So please start with the installation of the RStudio. Okay. If you are having the laptops, please start with the RStudio. Okay. The first one is we have to install the particular software about the R programming language. That purpose I went to the Chrome. Okay, I went to the Chrome and I'm starting the installation of the RStudio. I clicked here RStudio download and it's showing RStudio desktop. Click on that. Then you have to install the RStudio here. So click on the download RStudio. And after that you can get some software about the RStudio. Okay. First go to Chrome, type RStudio download and click on RStudio download for the desktop. Then you can download RStudio. Okay. After downloading of the RStudio, nothing you want to do anything. Simply you can click on enter button after downloading that file. So it's taking time for me to download the process. Okay, just click on download for the desktop of Windows. So see, it's asking some location to downloading process. I'm selecting a folder as downloads and click on the save button. Then we can easily download the RStudio. This is about the downloading of the RStudio. That's it. If you want to install the RStudio, first go to the file. Okay, after getting this file, click on the enter button, then select SSS. Then you can complete the finishing of the RStudio. That's it. Again, I am saying to you about the software of installing of RStudio. Go to Chrome, type RStudio download, then click on enter button. Then you can see the option download RStudio. Click on it and you just go with the options. In a downside, download RStudio like that and click on that. And after that you can get the option like download RStudio desktop for the Windows. Okay, here install R is there and RStudio also there. Then you can go with install RStudio for the Windows and you can get the file like this. Open this file and click on enter button and it will download automatically. And after that just click on the enter button, then it will get installed. And after completion of the installation, go to Windows search bar, type RStudio. Okay, I already opened, but I am closing the RStudio here for your purpose. Okay, so actually I command prompt also there for this RStudio. First open RStudio. Okay, so go to Windows search bar. If you install the RStudio, so then go to the Windows search bar, type RStudio. Then you can get the option like this, RStudio desktop app. Then click on that. Okay, so this is about the RStudio. Hope you can see this RStudio. Please try with the installation of the RStudio. Okay, so this is about the R Studio. If you are seeing, okay, so after installation of the R Studio, go to Windows search bar and type R Studio. Then you can get the option like app of R Studio. Open the R Studio here itself and go to the now the installation will be completed, right? So now I will go with some theoretical part what you want to do, then we can proceed for the next step. Okay, so the installation will be there like this, and you can check with the installation part too if you want to do the any installation for the R Studio. And one thing I want to say, if you are using Anaconda Navigator, there itself we have a R Studio. We can use that R Studio too, no problem. And this is about the this is about the R Studio and what we can use with the R Studio for the statistical information and as well as for the graphical representation. Okay. And here we are having the tools with the R Studio, the main desktop R Studio tools. The first one is about, you can see here, script mode. For every software of the language, particularly we are having some script mode, right? So that is only about the script mode, and you can see this one. Okay, so here if I am clicking on the file and clicking on the new file, and it will ask some options like R script, R notebook, like that. Just click on the R script, then you can see this is about the script mode to write the program in a R programming language. And what is the extension of the R programming language is .r. For the Python, .py. For the Java language, for everything we are having a different type of the extensions for every language. Here we are using extension as a .r. So I should know, I should tell about some tools in R Studio. This is about the script mode. If you want to write up any code here, then you can write the code. And coming to the console part, the console part is nothing but if you are typing anything here, for example, a is equal to 10 you are keeping, okay, then you are clicking on the enter button, then you just select this one and click on the run button, then it will show the options to here. But so can you see in a downside what we are having? A is equal to 10 means if it is showing in a blue color, that is about the coding part. But if you want to print any data, then you can call the variable, then you can run the program. Can you see? If you are getting the output, it's showing in a black color and the remaining thing will be in a blue color if you are writing the code. Why I want to say this information, in console part you can see the coding part and as well as you can see the output part itself, like how the workspace will be there. Okay, so the same thing here, in a console part we can see the input and as well as the output data itself. And coming to the environment part, you can see this is about the environment part. It's like a workspace. Here which type of the value you are taking and which type of the data you are storing in that particular variable. We can't call which type of the data type it is in a Python language and as well as R Studio. So here a is equal to 10 I have taken, so the a value will be there here and a variable will be there here, and 10 is my value. Okay, if you want to show any graphical representation, anything, any package installation process, you can do here itself. These are the main 4 tools in a R Studio. That is only we are discussing in with the theory part. So this is about the source panel where you want to write up the code. This is about the console part if you want to do any small package installation or to display the outputs, to display the coding part. Here itself we can use. And coming to the environment panel, and which type of the variables you are taking, which type of the data you are storing, the data and as well as the variable names we can see here itself. And coming to the next one, file package panels. If you want to do the installation packages from here itself, and we are having the packages options, so we are having some graphical representations. For example, if you want to build the graph, you are typing the code here itself for the building of the graph using the RStudio, then the graph will be displayed in this part only. That's why we are showing it as a package panel or the file panel or for the graphical presentation part. And these are the requirements for the notables, and these are the requirements which type of the tools we are having. And coming to the next part, we should know about every purpose in every language, which type of the variables we are using, what are the data types we are using, which type of the data structures we are using, and which type of the graphs we are using, and which type of the operators we are using. That are the main important. Today we are discussing with the practical session how to select the variables in our programming language, and what are the data types we are using with the data with our programming language, which type of the data structures we are having to store the information with the different type of the visualization part. And coming to the third part is about the graphs, which type of the graphs we are using. And coming to the next part, operators, which type of the operators you are using. Mostly here we are using 4 to 5 operators, arithmetic operators, relation, logical, assignment, and miscellaneous operators will be there. These are the main operators in our programming language. After completion of this programming language with the operators, we are having statistical information. What is nothing but the statistical information? You know very well about the statistical information, what we are using: mean, median, mode, minimum, maximum, percentile, and variance, standard deviation, probability distribution. Everything will be comes under from the statistical analysis part. And which type of the data sets we have to use. So these are we are discussing for today for the practical session. And if you want to understand each and everything, please note down with your things. Otherwise, so I will tell you with the practical session for the first thing about the data types, and the remaining things will be there. So first, to start the R programming language with the basic of the R programming, first we should start with the variables. Okay, so now I'm clearing this information. I will show you how to write up the code again. So I'm not saving anything here, just to see. I'm closing all those things. Now I'm starting with the fresh one. So go to Windows search bar, type RStudio, then you can see the app part, then click on it, then RStudio will open. So this is about the RStudio, and this is about the command prompt of the RStudio. So now I just opened my RStudio, and here you can see unwanted data will be there here, right? If you want to delete this data, then you can use here close browse it, and use Ctrl+L, then all data will be clear in a console part. The shortcut name for the clearing of all data in a console part is Ctrl+L. Coming to the coding part, go to the file option, go to new file. If you want to write up the code in a R script, select R scripts. So I selected R script and I opened RStudio with the R extension, right? Now you should type the program. But before typing of the program, you have to save this file. Now again I am going to the file option, click on save as, and I have the desktop. Here I am having the folder as MJT workshop. Here itself I am taking Day-1 examples with the basics of R. Okay, how you need, you can take any information basic of the R you can take. Here you can take any type of the file name here, but don't take a file name as some attribute names or the keywords. Don't use any type of the words like that to create the folder. Okay, just click on the save. Now my program file will be saved. Now I should use the programming language to be built. So can we install RStudio in any drive? Yeah, we can install RStudio at anywhere, no problem. And or it's necessary to be in a C. No need to use, no need to do. So RStudio we can use for the mostly for the R language, but we can use C language, other languages too. We can dump the languages to here. But mostly directly we are using R programming basic today here. Okay, so now if you install the packages, everything, installation of the RStudio, now we can start with the basic programming part here. Okay, so now we should type the programming to here. So before going to starting of the basic of the program, what you should know, so first the basic thing is how to create the variable. So I'm taking here in a software, so the comment line we can use for the comment line here itself as a hash symbol, how we used in a Python language. That's why I said if you know the Python language, you can easily write up the code in a programming language. So now the first thing is you should know about the basic, how to select the variable. Variable selection means variable limitations what you are having, you should know the variable selections. And coming to the next one, the basics of data types. What is the use of the data type? If you are storing some particular data in a particular variable, which type of the data type it is, we should know. That purpose you should know about the data types. And coming to the next one, data structures. So I think you can see the screen, right? Is there any issue with the screen? Okay, hope you can see the screen now, right? Okay, so now we can start with the basic part and what we are discussing here. Okay, so now you can see the first one is about the data variable selection, and coming to the next one, basics of data types, and coming to the next one, data structures, and next one is about the operators. So we don't have the much time to say, So that's why we can go with the basic part for each and everything. And coming to the next one, if you know the operators, then you can go with the statical information. Okay, statical information, and after that then you can go with the data sets. And coming to the next part, graphical representation, graphs. We should know about the graphs in our programming language, right? The first one we can discuss now about the variables, how you should take the variables. So I am taking the first one is about the variables, how you should select the variables. Okay, whatever we are following the information for the Python language, the same thing will be followed here. Okay, that purpose we should do some information to here. And what is that? You don't want to start with the data with the numbers. For example, 1 is equal to 10 I am keeping. If you want to run the program, you just select the line. Okay, then you can click on the run button. Then it will show the option in a downside in a console part. You can see 1 is equal to 10 and it's an invalid data set. So it's a left hand side to assignment. So it won't be possible. Okay, it's not possible to store the data by using the numbers. We can't select the numbers for the selection of the variables. And the next one, if you want to take any symbols, okay, in the symbols also we can't store the information. And we should know about the syntaxes to select the variable. Then only you can easily understand, otherwise you can't get any information about the basic part. Okay, so simply I will keep here one comment line: don't start variable with numbers or special keywords, means in or not, for you don't want to use type of special keywords or symbols. So like that, we don't want to use the symbols, numbers, special characters. We should use only A to Z letters. So A to Z letters only we should use to here. And the one thing we can use, or we can start with the dot. Even we can use actually in a Python language we can use underscore for the symbol. We can use only the single symbol that is about the underscore, right? Here we can use star. We don't want to start with the underscore too. Okay, example we will try. We can start with either letters or the start dot button. That's it. For example, if you want to store the data, underscore if you are taking is equal to 10, then you can't run the program. Okay, unexpected is underscore. Shall I take a dot instead of that underscore? So can you see we are getting the output? Okay, the main information is nothing but we should use dot button, otherwise A to Z letters we should use. Don't start any don't start with any keywords, numbers or the special characters. Okay, so these are the things to store the information, and these are the limitations to select the variable for the storing of the data. So I will check with all those things. I am taking INP is equal to 10. So if you want to print the data, we are having two options to print the data. You can call the variable downside directly, otherwise you can use print of INP. So if you want to run the program, you have to select both, otherwise you can't get the output. Okay, wait a minute. I will share you the screen again. Link. So some people is asking about shall we use alpha numeric values? Yeah, combination we can use, but we don't want to start with the numbers. That's it. We can use the numbers in between the variables too. For example, so I will use here should start with the A to Z letters, otherwise a dot symbol. After that, if you want to use the combination with the alphanumeric, then we can start with the variable name as with the A to Z letters. In between the A to Z letters, in between we can use, for example, INP1 we can use, we can get the output too. So how to run the program I will show you. So if you are not getting a screen is very clearly, so please maximize the screen, okay, and you can see the screen. And if you are not seeing properly, the screen is very clear, your net is very slow, because in my mobile it's coming very nice. Okay, please check with your mobiles, maximize the screen, then you can easily get the information about the screen. With me it's coming very clearly in my mobile, so like that you just maximize the screen, then you can understand easily and you can get the information for it. Okay, please check with screen properly. Okay, it's coming very clearly for me. Please check with your screen, and if you are having net clear, then you can get the information very clear. Okay, so the same thing how we are using the variables, that should be the same for here. This is the one example. Okay, and coming to the data types, so how to select the variables we completed here. Now you can go with the data types. So which type of the data types we are having here? Data type is nothing but, if you want to store the data in a particular location, you have to know which type of the data type it is, that whether it is a string, number, float, complex, set, dictionary, or true or false conditions, means the boolean condition, list, tuple. You should know about the which type of data type it is. That purpose we should know about the data types. So the first thing is we can go with the data type as first one, string information. Okay, the first data type is nothing but wherever you are storing the data with different type of formats, then you can say that is about the data type. Now I am just going with the string. The first one is about the string. In C language we can use two things for the loading of the string data, right? So for the single character we can use a string char, and for the multiple information we can use the string. But here directly we can use but here directly we can use string to store the information. Okay, here no need to define which type of the data type you are taking. Directly you can store the data in a particular variable. But I want to say here we are having the assignment operators. The 4 assignment operators will be there to store the data. One is about the left arrow and one is about the right side arrow. In C language or if you are going with Python language, there we are using, if you want to store the data, INP1 is equal to 10, but here we don't want to use equal symbol. Instead of that equal, we should use arrow symbol. What you want to use? We should use arrow symbol for it. Instead of that equal, we should use arrow symbol. So this is a symbol what we are using. Okay, if you can't see properly, then I am going with a notepad. There you can see it. Okay, this is the symbol. Instead of equal, we should take the left arrow or the right arrow to store the information in particular variable. So that purpose, in my programming language, I am taking to store the string information INP1 So first data types, the first one is about the string and how we can store the information. You can see my variable you have to call first INP1 is equal to is nothing but like that you should take. In this information you can give quotes. If you want to store the data of the string, then you should give single quotes or double quotes to store the text information in particular variable. That's why I am calling here INP1 left arrow. In that I am giving my name as Lakshmi. Okay, so this is to store information of the data in particular variable. Then if you want to display the data, then you can use print of INP1, otherwise you can call variable directly. So see, for example, here if you want to run the program, okay, I am clearing all those things in a console panel. Now I want to run the program. I am giving here my cursor to here, then I am clicking on the run button. Am I getting the output? Previous output only I am getting, because in INP1 previously I have taken 10, that's why it's coming. If you want to run the program starting to ending, you have to select, then you can click on the run button. Why? Because it's a interpreted language, line by line execution it will do. So now you can see in INP1 is equal to what we are having now, Lakshmi we are having, right? So this is the part. If you want to store the information in a particular variable of the string information, we can take multiple strings in the single variable too. And if you want to know which type of data type it is, okay, then you can use class of that particular variable, because we want to check whether we are giving proper information to here or not. So what it's showing? Downside. So my output is Lakshmi, and what I am giving, it's showing that as a character, is nothing but the string information. So this is about to store the string information in a particular variable. For every data type, we are having different type of the attributes. If you want to add the data, you can add the data, you can remove the data, you can replace the data, okay, you can insert the data, you can pop up the data. Everything we can do with the different type of the attributes in a single data type. So in a string, I should use only the single attribute, remaining thing I will give to you, then you can try with that for tomorrow purpose. So I am taking here, I want to know how many characters will be there in INP1. So that purpose I am calling nchar of INP1. So now I am taking this information and I am running my program. I can see my output as 7. Can you see the output here? 7 means number of characters length will be stored in a INP variable, and if you want to know the length of the data, then you should use n character. I think, hope you can understand this one. If you are getting any issues, then you can ask me, then I will complete it. So this is about the string, and if you want to go with the different type of the attributes, we can use different type of the attributes. I just used here and character, and if you want to go with any other type of the attribute to here, then I can use grepl of inp1. What you are getting, you can see. I think if you want to check anything, just give that attribute name, then you can get the output as what it is. So grepl is nothing but you have to replace something here. So that's why you have to call the data. So for example, I am taking to here one single character, I am taking h. So instead of h, I need to change the data as so if you want to change any information, and you can change. Now I given here grepl means if you are giving any character to here, whether it is there in a particular variable or not. That purpose I am just taking here to here. Can you see here, I got the output as true, means h is there in a upside, then I am getting the output as a true. If you want to get the false, instead of h, you can give any type of letter like r. So now I am just running my program, I am getting a false because r is not there in that particular variable of text information what I stored in INP. So that's why it's showing it as a false. So like that you can do the different type of changes. And the last attribute I can use here in a string information is about the concatenation. Is nothing but adding of two strings. How we can add those two strings, we can see here. Okay, so now I want to add this two strings. That's why I'm taking to here INP1 is equal to Lakshmi and INP2 is equal to, so instead of is equal to, what we want to use, left arrow or right arrow we should use, right? So that purpose I'm taking to here, and I used INP1 is equal to my name is. So now if I want to concatenate both, I can use paste of. So paste is nothing but use it to do the concatenation of any data types or the data variables. So I am taking to here, so INP2 comma INP1 means I want to do the concatenation for the INP2 and INP1. So why I given INP2 is first means in INP2 my name is there, in INP1 Lakshmi is there. That's why given first INP2 is first and after that INP1 is second. So now I am just selecting to here all coding part. I am running my program. At last you can see what I got the output here. Can you see the output? So in a console part, I just highlighted what I am getting the output. You can see the output there itself. Okay. So some people is asking about is that arrow used only to store only the string value or any value? It's not only for the string value. So arrow is indicating a variable. How the arrow is showing the way means instead of that arrow we are having the variable. The arrow will indicate the variable. Okay, it's not about only the string information. Arrow will indicate the variable. That's it. Can you see here a arrow symbol will be there in a left side and my variable will be there in a left side. So if you are going with the next time assignment operators, there I can say, so for example, if you want to go with the data 10, example I am taking here the 10, okay, so I am taking arrow in a right side, so I am giving variable name as INP, okay, means what, wherever the arrow mark is showing, okay, so after that we can see the variable. Here left arrow is there, means arrow will be there in the left side, that's why my variable will be there in the left side. Arrow will be there with the right side and my variable name will be there right side. Arrow will indicates the variable name, directly I am saying here, arrow will be indicates the variable name, okay. It's not about the single information, it's about the variable indication. We don't want to use only the single information, okay. So now I just want to go with the print of two variables, that's why I'm selecting this one. I'm clicking on the run button, then I'm got my output as my name is Lakshmi, okay, because my name is there in INP2 and INP1 Lakshmi I am having, that's why I got my name is Lakshmi. If you are giving first variable is INP1 comma INP2, and it will display the output as Lakshmi my name is. So for understanding purpose, for easily sentence formation purpose, I given INP2 comma INP1. We can use INP1 comma INP2, that is your choice. So if you are having any doubts, you can keep the message in a chat box, no problem, okay. Yeah, so coming to the next one, this is about the string information. What I did with the string information, I stored string data in particular variable of INP, and I used which type of data type it is. Class will be used to define data type, means which type of data type you are using, and that will be displayed here. I'm coming to the next one, and character. How many characters will be there? Count of characters. To count the characters, then you can use number of n character. GREPL is nothing but to find character, whether the character is there or not. For that we can use it, but for the paste we can use for the concatenation. Not only for this string data, class will be used for all type of the data types if you want to know the data type, and count of the characters we can use n character, otherwise length of len, okay, that is also we can use. And paste will be used for all type of concatenations. If you want to add two numbers, we can use paste of INP1 is equal to 10, INP2 is equal to 20, paste of INP1 comma INP2, then you can get the output as 30. Concatenation purpose we can use paste for every type of data type, and this is the single data per type for the string of the data. And I just used only a little bit attributes for it because we are having lot of data types to here. And coming to the next type of the data types, numeric based. And how many people knows about the numeric types? Numeric types will be there with numeric and integer and float, right? So here if you want to know the data will be in a integer format, then you should use first, before going to that, numeric is nothing but we can take the float values too. So I forgot to say this one. Coming to the next one is about the complex. These are the data types for the numeric data types. And coming to the first one is about the numeric. Okay, what is the use of the numeric? In numeric, we can store the float values or the normal values. So now I will show you. INP1 is equal to is nothing but left arrow or the right arrow you can take. I am taking here the left arrow and I am taking to here the number as 10. Then if you want to know which type of the data type it is, then you can say here class of INP1. Okay, it's not only mandatory to take the variable name as INP, that is my choice. I liked INP1, that's why I am using INP1 for to display the data or to store the data. So I given INP1 is equal to 10 and class of INP1 means now I am running my program. Can you see whether it's showing a numeric or not? Numeric is nothing but it will show the normal numeric data, otherwise it will take decimal values too. Okay, and we will get some confusion, ma'am. Decimal values is nothing but you can say the float values. No, yeah, for the float values only we are using numeric data type. In numeric data type only we are storing the normal numbers and as well as the decimal numbers, but in integer we can store only the integer values, only the positive or the negative values, not with the decimal numbers. Now I am giving here the 10.4. I am running my program. So can you see what I am getting the output? 10.4 I given, but I got the output as. So what I got the output here? So I got the output here numeric. So this is about the numeric. If you want to know which type of the data type it is for the integer, then you can give inp2 is equal to, for the integer purpose you can use inp2 is equal to 10 caps L you have to give, then L indicates the integer value here. So I am giving class of inp2. So now I am selecting both inp2. So sorry, I forgot to give in here the left arrow symbol. inp2 is equal to 10L. L indicates integer values. Now I am just running my program. No, string of 10 is nothing but storing of 10. What about the storing of the 10? Would not clash the with an arrow. It won't be clash, because whatever you're keeping the variable, that is important. Okay, you can store any type of the data type, that's not a thing. In C language we have to define, but here no need to define of anything. All variables can store any type of the data types. Okay, so now can you see in a downside we got the output as integer. Okay, so this is about the integer part, and coming to the float part, complex. So for the complex part we can use inp3 is equal to 1 plus 2i and class of inp3. So here no need to give the equal symbol, need to give left arrow or the right arrow. So this is about the complex number. So I just run the program and it's showing the output will be in a complex data. These are the data types with the numeric data. So that is about the numeric, integer and as well as the complex data. Okay, for special characters also there, we don't want to discuss here much more, because the basic part we should complete whole information to here. So that's why. And coming to the operators, then we can go with the operators directly, and these are the data types, and remaining data types we can discuss with the different type of the data structures. Can you see the data types what we are having? So vectorization, data frames, list, matrices, arrays, each and everything we can discuss here itself, no problem. And in between we should know about the operators, then only we can go with the next data types. Now we completed only the string and as well as numeric of the data types. Now I will go with the operators. Why I should know, you should know about the operators. If you know the operators, then remaining will be very easy to understand. That's why I'm just going with the operators. The first one is about Arithmetic operators. So arithmetic operators, logical operators, assignment operators, membership operators. Membership operators, we are having only the simple one, and that's very simple thing only. So mostly we are using these operators only for it. Assignment operators, arithmetic operators, logical operations, and membership operations. So coming to the first one, arithmetic operators. So arithmetic operators is nothing but we know very well. I am giving here the comment lines only. So addition, subtraction for the subtraction, multiplication with this, and division for this. And coming to the next one is about the modulus. Here we don't want to use modulus for the single, and we should use the double modulus for it. And the next one is also there, modulus with modulus. Okay, because this is about the remainder, this is about the coefficient part. Okay, and for next one, power also there with the cap. So now we will go with a simple example. A is equal to, okay, so now we will take A is equal to 10 and B is equal to 5. Okay, so now you should go with the addition operator. Then you know very well about the addition operator is print of A plus B, right? A plus B. Plus symbol is nothing but for the addition. And coming to the next one, to the subtraction purpose, we can use print of A minus B. Coming to the next one, print of multiplication purpose, A star B. And for the division, print of A by B. And for the next one, power calculation purpose, print of A cap of B. Coming to the next one, print of, for modulus purpose, modulus is nothing but the remainder, right? For example, 10 by 2 is nothing but the remainder is about the 0, right? A, here we should give double modulus for the remainder purpose. Okay, coming to the coefficient purpose, we can use print of A modulus slash modulus of B. So now I am just running my program. You can see the outputs as well to here. Okay, so now I am just going with the addition of arithmetic operators for all: addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, remainder, and as well as the coefficient part. Wait a minute. I think we didn't select the A variable, that's why it's showing like that. Okay, so can you see the outputs here? So first one is A plus B, 10 plus 5, 15, and 10 minus 5, 5, and 10 into 5, 50, and A by 2, 10 by 5 is nothing but the 2 only. And coming to the next part, so A cap of B, it's going with the exponential values, and print of A modulus of B means the remainder will be 0 and coefficient will be a 2. So these are the arithmetic operators. Coming to the next one, assignment operators. So I told you the assignment operators is nothing but, can you see here the assignment operators? A is left arrow of 10. The next one, B is left arrow with double arrow of 11. Coming to the next one, C, but not I am taking here, 13 right arrow, a variable name as C. Coming to the next one, 14 where data will be stored in a double arrow of right side, a variable name as D. So these are the assignment operators, means right side and left side we are having two type of the assignment operators to here. Yeah, it's very similar to Python only, ma. Okay, na? So that's why I told at starting time also, if you know the Python language, we can use directly our data. So can we type of C of A plus B, then print of C? Yeah, we can use, no problem. That's why I told to you, if you know the Python language, then you can easily understand the concept of the R programming language to here. Okay, so now downside of the data I am clearing here, and I given assignment operators. These are the assignments, left side and right side arrows with the double arrow and the single arrow. What is the difference indication of the double arrow and the single arrow? Single arrow is nothing but the normal variable data storage, but for the global variable data storage we can use double arrows. So now I am just running the program. Can you see? So why I didn't get any output? You should call the variables, right? Then only you can get the output here. So I called 4 variables, and now I am just running my program and I got my output as 10, 11, 13, 14, right? So at anywhere you can give, that's not a problem. But double arrow is nothing but global variables. Double arrow indicates global variable. Okay, so these are the assignment operators what we are having. Coming to the next one, logical operations. Logical operations is nothing but the and or operations, right? The same thing we'll learn only here. But the logical operations directly we can't take here. Okay. So if conditions only we can take logical operations to here. So our symbols are R symbol and un symbol and not symbol. These are the logical operators, right? So what we are having the logical operations, that is only we are using here the logical operations. And coming to the examples, can we go with the examples here with the logical operators? So it's very simple thing only. If you know the C language, then you can easily understand the thing. And it's about the 340. For single information, I can give you a single example for it. Okay, so coming to the next part here, if you want to go with the logical operations, so simply I am using directly un symbol you can use, or the or symbol you can use. Okay, so these are the symbols. If you want to go with the symbols, then we can use the symbols for the logical operators. So I am not taking any examples because we don't have the time to here to display the data. And coming to the next one, and so coming to the next operators, relational operators. So in assignment operators we told you already, right? Left arrow, right arrow, like that. So that is only. And coming to the relational operators. So relational operators is nothing but what? Relations, means whether they are equal or not equal. So these are the symbols how we are using in a Python language, the same thing only. That is about the plus of equal, okay, comma, plus of greater than, comma, less than, less than, comma, greater than, comma, less than or equal, okay, comma, greater than or equal, okay, and not equal, right? And not equal. So like that we can go with any type of the relational operators. Means for example, a is equal to 10 you are taking here. So a is equal to 10 and b is equal to 10 you are taking. And now I want to say if. So if and else conditions or the loop conditions, instead of the that is to symbol, in Python language we will use the is to symbol. No, here we should use curly braces. That's it. If a is equal of b, then you should open curly brace here, then click on enter button, type print of both are equal. In print option we can use any type of printing option how you need. I am giving here both are equal or equal, okay. So if the condition is completed, if you want to use the else condition, here itself you can use else like this, and you can start with the curly braces here itself. So this is the main syntax now. Wherever your condition is closing, there you have to start the curly brace. If you are keeping the curly brace in downside, it won't be work. So now I am just giving to here print. In else condition I am giving printing option as no, not equal, okay. So what I did here, equal operators means the relation operators I am taking. A is equal to some data, b is equal to some data. If and else condition I have taken to here. So see, my output is both are equal. If I am giving a is equal to 11, which condition will be satisfied? Second condition will be satisfied, because a is equal to 10 and b is equal to 11, both are not equal. First condition won't be satisfied, then second condition will be satisfied. So like that we can use any type of the relation operators, equal, not equal, greater than, equal, less than or equal. So like that we can take any type of the equal operators to here. Means about the relational operators. And coming to the next one, assignment operators is completed. And coming to the next one is about the miscellaneous. So this miscellaneous about, it's very critical only to understand. Just leave it, and these are the operators what we are using, okay. So first we discussed about the string and about the data type of a numeric, integer and the complex, and after that we just gone with the operators, arithmetic, logical, assignment, membership. In and not in will be there, and in and not in we will use. But how we are using in here? Percentage of in of percentage. This is about the symbol of in and not in. Assignment operators, left arrow, right arrow with double arrows and the single arrow. And the logical operations and are not. Arithmetic operators we completed. And relation operators, now I told equal, not equal, greater than equal, less than or equal, that one, right? So these are the operators. So now we can go with the remaining requirements what we are having. So Boolean operators, okay. So we can go with the Boolean. So Boolean is nothing but whether the condition is satisfied or not. That is only it will say. For example, 10 is greater than 11. So if you want to say the output, just select it and click on the run button, whether it will say the true or false. Okay, so these are the Boolean operators examples. The first one is false and second one will be a true condition, right? So these are the Boolean operators. And coming to the next one, and if and else condition you did, right? And for loop and while loop will be the same only. How we are using in a Python language, the same thing will be there. But instead of is to symbol, we should use curly braces for it. And coming to the next one, functions. And the function is nothing but what? That is about the user defined functions. How you need, you can go with the user defined functions. In user defined functions, if you want to print any data, then you can call one function name as my underscore name. This is about my function name. So I am taking, then you have to give here the function of, and open and close braces, click on enter button, then we can use print. What is nothing but the function? Function is nothing but we are having the two type of the functions, predefined function and user defined function. Now what I am using, that is about the user defined function. How you need, you can use a user defined function here. My name I am keeping here, my name Lakshmi. So if you want to run the program in a function part, and you should call the function variable in a downside. What is my function name in a upside? My underscore name. If you are not calling the function name in a downside, and it won't print any type of the data in a downside. Okay. So you should call properly, otherwise you didn't get any type of the output. Okay, whatever you're having the variable name, that variable name you have to call in downside perfectly, then only it will come. So I am giving my function name as my function FUNCTION function. Okay, so if the color is coming blue, then only it's a perfect coding part. And can you see, now I am just running my program. Now I will get the output as print of my Lakshmi. If you are giving any data to here INP, then you can use here, no need to do anything. So you can use here directly print of INP, and now you can give the data what you are having in INP variable is my name. Nothing. Instead of this function, we can call the variables directly, and out of the function we can call, and how you need, we can call the data with the functions. So the functions will be completed, operators will be completed, and now we can go with the data structures. The data structures is very critical only to understand. List, array, data frames, all will be there. And coming to the main part in this, the graphical representation. Okay, so the graphical representation is very important to here. To do the representation, now I am just going with the graphical representation because we are having only the 10 minutes of the time, and now I will go with the graphical representation. So in graphs we are having different type of the graphs. Okay, before going to the graphs, I should know about the static part, because the static part is very simple part to understand. That's why I'm just going with the static part, statical analysis here. So how to do the static part I will tell you. Means the mean, median, mode, each and everything will be there here, and I will check with that, and I will say you, for example, empty cars. This is about the inbuilt data. Okay, so now if I'm clicking on this one, if I'm running my program, what I'm having the data in empty cars, that will be displayed here. In this, from by using of this one, so you should go with the mean median mode. Then what you will do here, just use mean of. So these empty cars I'm just keeping in a particular variable inp1. I'm giving here mean of inp. Okay, next mode of inp. You know, mean is nothing but the average calculations, mode is nothing but the exact value, and median is nothing but middle value, right? So now I'm giving here median of inp. Next, mode of inp. So these are the statical calculations, very simple calculations with the statical. So it's very easy to understand in mode operations, in these operations too. Mode of inp, and coming to the minimum and maximum values, minimum of inp. Next, max of inp. So these are the minimum and maximum values, and as well as mean, median, mode, statical characters, and these are the main important things in a statical informations. Okay, now so coming to the next one, the percentile will be there. If you want to go with the percentile, then you should use quantile. Okay, so quantile, the quantile is coming now here. Just click on it, and here you can give the inp variable to here, comma c of how much percentage you want to do the here. Okay, so now I'm just taking all those information what I'm having. Okay, so now I'm just clicking on the run button. You can see the outputs here itself. Okay, columns won't be selected. Wait a minute. So now you can see the outputs for it. I'm just clicking on the button. Can you see outputs? Mean, median, mode, each and everything will be there here. So 61%, 472 list, mean, median, mode, each and everything we can see the output to here. So these are the statical informations. Okay, so coming to the next part, now we will go with the graphical representation because we are having the 5 minutes. Graphs I can show. So in a graphical representation, how many types of the graphs we are having? Pie graph will be there, and scatter graph will be there, and line graph will be there. Okay, different type of the graph will be there. I am using for plot of 1,3. Okay, so now I am just running my program. Can you see, I given here plot of 1,3. 1 is nothing but x-axis and 3 is nothing but the y-axis, and I got the output here itself as a dot symbol. So we can use pie graph, scatter graph, line graph, grid graph, any type of the graphs we can use here, and these are the examples for the graphical representation. So now if you want to go with the line graph, then how we will use the line graph? So I will show you here. So plot of 1:5 values I am taking to display the data, but which type of the graph you have to use? Type of L I am using is nothing but the line graph purpose. Okay, so now if you want to run the program, just run the program. If you are giving type of L, then it will go with the line graph from 1 to 5. So this is about the line graph. In this line graph, if you want to give any colors, then you can give the colors in a Python language. How you are using, the same thing will be there here. So line of color is, I am giving green color. You should know about the particular information about each and every data type. So can you see, I got the color as a green color, right? And if you want to go with the line width, then you can give the width too. LWD for the line width is equal to 2, means how much width you need of the line. That's purpose we can use LWD. Okay, so line width also it's showing to here. Can you see the width will be changed here? And coming to the next one, LTY means about the symbols, different type of the symbols it will come. For the symbols purpose we can use LTY. Can you see here different type of the things will become. If I am using all those things, just to see, I am running my program, and can you see here green color only there, and the line width will be 2, and the LTY is nothing but, so symbols will be there, 1 to 25 symbols will be there. If you are selecting particular symbol, then it will display different type of the graphical representations to here. And coming to the, this is about the line graph, right? Coming to the next type of the graph, pie graph. So I will go with the pie graph to here, pie chart graph. So in pie chart graph you have to take IMP variable, in that you have to take the data, and C is nothing but the concatenation of 2 or more data in a single variable, 1, 3, 4, 6. Sorry, 4. Okay, so now I am giving pi of INP. Okay, so now you just run the program, what you are getting the output you can see. Can you see we are getting the pie chart 1, 2, 3, 4 with the pie chart. If you want to go with the different type of the colors, you can use a different type of the colors. So this is about the normal of the line graph, this is about the pie chart. So if you want to know, just I am giving a comment line here, line, and this is about pie chart, and we are having the scatter plot too, and bar graphs also there, and we can use the bar graph too. So for bar graph purpose you should take 2 type of the data variables to here, INP1 is equal to of 1, C of data. So this is about the information today itself, and tomorrow we can continue with the next session. Thank you. So this is about the graphical representation. Okay, so hope you can understand this information. So you can leave the meeting. The graphical representation will be completed, data structures a little bit only I told, and remaining data types I completed a little bit thing. And if you want to know much more information, you should know about the individual classes for it, then you can understand easily. So thank you to all people to attending this, and once again thanks to everyone to attending this information. So it's a simple thing only, how you know the language of the Python, then it's very easy to understand. So thanks for today, and hope you can start with the same time for the tomorrow. Thank you.